Is it crazy for you? Is it crazy for you sometimes to think about the amount of stuff you do? I mean, I sat here with Blakesberg, right? Same couch. Conveniently, his books are all right here, so he could reference something right here. But, I mean, there is some amazing stuff in this office. Do you sometimes come in and just sit here and go, holy shit, man, look what I've accomplished?
I mean, I try not to think too much.
Yeah.
It helps. I like having it around because if it's not, you forget.
Yeah.
And we're out of room now, so it's on another wall.
Right.
But I do like taking a great poster and framing it or a picture to remind me of the moment.
Yeah.
But I've been fortunate. I think I've pulled off a bunch of big stuff by not thinking too much. Focusing the thinking on the execution of the event or on the idea and what I want to try to do, and less about like whole meaning. There are moments when you stop and figure that you like look, but I know not to get caught up in that stuff.
Yeah.
Usually something doesn't go good once you're like that. Just try to spend a lot of time thinking.
Right.
But like on how we're gonna get the ushers in tie-dyed shirts.
Right.
And less like, holy shit, I'm doing a 50th anniversary day. Like if you start thinking that, you're not spending time on the other things. And I'm spending time thinking about the other things.
Yeah.
That's why I'm pretty good at it. Because I've just learned like the little things. And I got one. It's like the obvious. It's like it's obvious until you miss it. There's a lot of times you're like, geez, I can't believe we didn't think about that. I mean, there's one picture here of Pete Seeger up there.
Yeah.
You'll maybe get it later, the camera, with Bruce Springsteen at the Obama inaugural at the Lincoln Memorial for Obama's first inaugural. And I was working on that event. And actually, I wanted to produce the whole big concert. I had a concept. And I came in second place. Didn't get it. The guy who did like Kennedy Center Honors got it.
Yeah.
And they were like, second place, but do you want to still work on it or not? I was like, oh, I almost have this thing, but I was like, yeah, of course, yes.
Yeah.
And I did the videos before the concert on the Jumbotrons. And then I was working on it. I had the run-up show, and I was in the bathroom a couple days before, sitting down in the bathroom, going through it, and I just saw it said, Bruce Springsteen, This Land Is Your Land. And I knew at that moment Pete Seeger's manager was a friend of mine. He just randomly started managing with his boss, Michael Cole, Pete Seeger. And they didn't have it was just Springsteen to close it. And I just think they forgot to think like we should have Springsteen do it with Seeger.
Right.
So I called my friend like, yo, they're going to close the giant inaugural concert with Springsteen doing Seeger. Like, is Seeger around? Is he around? And like, he was like, call you absolutely. And then I let the guys know who were kind of dealing with everything, doing it. And then Bruce spent his playing the next day, and he came, and that's Seeger doing the end closing with Springsteen. It happened. So that's an example, just something like, it's obvious to have Seeger do it with Bruce.
Sure.
His song.
Sure.
But they're in a rush. There's just a lot going on. They missed that.
Right.
And like that happens.
Right.
So you have to think about stuff a lot to make sure you don't miss what's in front of you.
Right.
Sometimes that happens to me still. And anyone who's like, no way. Yeah. Part of the experience I know is like the obvious is obvious until you miss it.
Yeah.
And that's, I never thought about it. That's why I should keep that picture on the wall to remind me. Don't fuck. They forgot to invite Seeger.
That's great.
And they just didn't think about it.
Crazy.
And then it was like, what about getting Seeger? We can get him. Like, absolutely we want him. It wasn't like, oh, we don't want him. Like, absolutely. Sure. I can't believe we didn't think about that.
Right. Right.
They just said, well, it's Bruce Springsteen. This land is your land. This is mine. That's awesome. No one's like, oh, wow. I think U2 made a mistake when they put all the music on the computer. Everyone's, and I think no one sat in the room to Bono and said, and I know, hey, bro, hold on, that may not be a good idea.
Right.
That's obvious. Like, we shouldn't just assume everyone's going to be cool with it.
Yeah.
So the obvious flips around also. Like, you have a great idea, you got to think of, like, how that might be a mistake, especially in this age. Look around what's happening, like, just being careful, thinking through what you do, and being careful, and liability, all that stuff.
You feel like that's gotten more today?
You do, because when you met, you can't
You mess up, it's almost on a bigger scale. Yeah.
and social media and everything. And I was about to say, it's funny. Yeah, I think it probably does matter more. So like, there's less time. That's why I don't watch like all the TV shows and books. Like, I'm looking forward to one day, like, just spending a year reading and watching TV shows, or 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't do it like because I'm thinking about stuff, because you got to get all the details right.
Right, exactly.